Berlin, with its rich tapestry of historical and cultural events, reveals itself as a city where the past interweaves with the present in surprisingly vivid ways. Over the last 60 years, the Berlin Wall not only represented a physical division, but also a symbolic one, profoundly marking the city's urban identity until its fall in 1989. Today, that same area is a melting pot of cultural activities, where visitors can delve into history through the museums on Museum Island, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. As you explore this island, you'll find yourself surrounded by masterpieces spanning art, archaeology, and technology. It's a place where every building and collection tells the story of different eras and civilizations, making it as educational as it is fascinating. Modern Berlin is also a vibrant center for electronic music, fashion, and design, fields that are constantly flourishing and regenerating, attracting creatives from around the world. The city is characterized by its dynamism, where contemporary architecture blends with Gothic ruins and post-war remnants.
1. Reichstag. The Reichstag, with its imposing structure dating from the late 1800s, is a cornerstone in German and European history. Since its inauguration in 1894 as the seat of the German Parliament, it has witnessed numerous historical events that have shaped the course of history. On the pediment of this palace is "To the German People," a statement of his dedication to democracy, despite the disappointment of historical figures such as Kaiser Wilhelm II, who labeled it an apotheosis of bad taste. Its historical importance is evident not only in its architecture, but also in the events that it hosted, such as the proclamation of the German Republic in 1918, which marked the end of the German monarchy. However, its history has also been marked by dark periods, such as the fire of 1933, started by the Nazis, which almost destroyed the building, and its use as a clinic during World War II, a period when the parliament was practically inactive. The Reichstag was also the scene of crucial battles, such as that for its reconquest during the siege of Berlin, when the Red Army lost over 1,300 men to raise the flag with hammer and sickle on its roof, a moment immortalized by the photograph of 𝗩𝗶𝗱𝗲𝗏𝗍𝗍𝗍. With the fall of the Berlin Wall and the reunification of Germany in 1990, the Reichstag symbolized union and democracy once again. In 1999, after decades of restoration after fire and war, it was once again the seat of the German parliament. Today, the Reichstag not only attracts visitors for its historical significance, but also for its panoramic dome in glass and steel, designed by Sir Norman Foster. This modern structure, a symbol of transparency and openness, offers an unrivaled view of Berlin, reflecting the vision of a united and forward-looking Germany. Visiting it offers a unique experience, combining appreciation for the complex and painful past with admiration for the innovation and progress that characterize contemporary Berlin. 2. Berlin Wall. The Berlin Wall, a tangible symbol of the Cold War, was for 28 years the sign of a divided city and nation, embodying tensions between the world's superpowers in the East and West.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Ronald Reagan's cry in 1987, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." It has become one of the most emblematic moments in the struggle for freedom against communist oppression. Built in August 1961, the wall extended for 170 kilometers, with 10-meter-high barriers separating West Berlin from the communist East. The stories of people who tried to escape to the east are dramatic testimonies of human despair. At least 136 people lost their lives in the attempt, while others resorted to incredibly creative methods such as hot air balloons, ultralight, and false UN documents. The historical change occurred on the 9th of November, 1989, when the collapse of communism finally allowed the inhabitants of East Berlin to cross freely. The fall of the wall was marked by the hammer and pick of the citizens, who literally broke down the barrier that had divided them for almost 3 decades. Of the original extension of the wall, only 1 kilometer remained intact. In 1990, artists from around the world transformed this stretch into an outdoor canvas, the East Side Gallery, painting murals that reflect themes of freedom and reunification. Works such as The Mortal Kiss, which depicts a kiss between Honecker and Brezhnev, and Test the Best, which shows a car breaking through the wall, have become global icons. Today, the East Side Gallery is protected as a historic monument and serves as a powerful reminder of human resilience and the desire for freedom. This place not only attracts visitors from all over the world, but is also a symbol of how art can transform spaces and memories of conflict into messages of hope and reconciliation. Today, the East Side Gallery is protected as a historic monument and serves as a powerful reminder of human resilience and the desire for freedom. This place not only attracts visitors from all over the world, but is also a symbol of how art can transform spaces and memories of conflict into messages of hope and reconciliation. Checkpoint Charlie was established in 1961 at the height of the Cold War and quickly became one of the most famous passages of the Berlin Wall, closely guarded by the American military. On 25 October 1961, it was the site of a direct confrontation between Soviet and American tanks, a moment of high tension that ended without armed clashes. This episode highlighted the fragility of the peace and the intensity of the geopolitical tensions of the time. In the divided Berlin, several checkpoints were needed to ensure that the inhabitants of the GDR East Germany could not freely pass into the West. The checkpoints, named using the NATO phonetic alphabet, included Checkpoint Alpha, which separated East Germany from West Germany, Checkpoint Bravo, which divided East Germany from the western part of Berlin, and Checkpoint Charlie, in charge of guarding the border between the US and Soviet forces. Checkpoint Charlie today. With the fall of the Berlin Wall, the original Checkpoint Charlie was also dismantled. Today, a reproduction made in 2000 stands in its place. This includes the giant pictures of 2 soldiers, one American facing East Berlin and one Soviet facing West, as well as the famous sign that warned, "You're leaving the American sector." For history buffs, the Checkpoint Charlie House Museum offers a permanent exhibition on the history of the Berlin Wall, with even the most unusual objects used in daring attempts to escape from the inhabitants of East Berlin. The Brandenburg Gate, completed in 1791, is one of Berlin's most emblematic monuments and a symbol of its turbulent history. Inspired by the gateway to the Acropolis in Athens, this structure reflects the influence of classical Greek architecture, surmounted by the quadriga, a sculpture of a goddess of victory on a chariot. It was taken away by Napoleon in 1806 and returned after his defeat in 1814, becoming a symbol of national triumph. Severely damaged during the Second World War, the quadriga was restored and put back in its place in 1958. The Brandenburg Gate took on a new symbolic meaning with the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989, transforming itself from a symbol of division into an emblem of union and freedom. Today, it is a place of historical reflection and celebration of peace and reunification, visited by tourists from all over the world. Starting from the majestic Brandenburg Gate, you can take the Unter den Linden Boulevard, the most famous boulevard in Berlin, which stretches for over a kilometer to the Museum Island. This area is not just an island, but a unique cultural hub located in the heart of the city, across the River Spree. It is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site for its architectural uniqueness and the priceless heritage preserved in its museums. The Museum Island, recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a complex of 5 museums that preserve treasures of human history. 1. Altes Museum presents ancient Greek artifacts on the ground floor and Etruscan and Roman objects on the upper floor. 2. Neues Museum, home to classical and Egyptian finds, including the famous bust of Nefertiti and the papyrus collection. 3. Alte National Gallery, contains important works of painting and sculpture from the 19th century, as well as pieces of Impressionism. 4. Bode Museum offers a large collection of coins, Byzantine art, and classical sculpture. 5. Pergamon Museum. It is famous for the altar of Pergamon, the market gate of Miletus, and the door of Babylon with its mosaics. Each museum on the island offers a unique window into the past, making this area a treasure trove of cultural and historical discoveries for residents and visitors. Located near the museum island, the Berlin Cathedral, Berliner Dom, is a majestic example of architecture, rebuilt in 1904 on the orders of Emperor William II, who wanted a building that better reflected the greatness of Lutheran religion and royal power. Characterized by a Baroque style with Italian Renaissance influences, the Duomo extends over imposing dimensions and has a dominant copper-clad dome. Severely damaged during the bombing of World War II, the cathedral underwent a long restoration begun in 1975 and concluded in 1993. Inside, visitors can admire remarkable elements such as the high altar of 1850, the Hohenzollern crypt, and the imposing Sauer organ, equipped with 7,000 pipes. In addition to its religious value, the Berlin Cathedral is an important cultural and historical reference point of the city, offering from its dome a breathtaking panoramic view. Located near the Brandenburg Gate, the Holocaust Memorial in Berlin is a tribute to the 6 million Jews exterminated during Nazism. Opened in 2005, this 2,711-block concrete course of varying heights was designed by American architect Peter Eisenman to offer an immersive and reflective experience. The steles, which reach a height of almost 5 meters, are arranged in such a way as to create a labyrinthine and claustrophobic effect, symbolizing the drastic change of life suffered by the victims. Below the monument, the Information Center presents a permanent exhibition that tells the stories of Jewish families through the Room of Names, where the victims' biographies are listed. This space not only allows reflection but also historical learning, making the visit to the Holocaust Memorial an educational and meaningful experience. Charlottenburg Castle. Just outside Berlin is an emblem of the royal greatness of Germany. Built at the end of the 17th century for Queen Sophie Charlotte and Frederick III of Prussia, the Baroque palace served as a summer retreat for the royal family. Opened in 1699, the castle became a renowned cultural center, attracting artists and intellectuals of the time. The castle, renamed after Sophia Carlotta after her death, was expanded in the following centuries with significant additions such as the orangery, the belvedere, and the mausoleum. In addition to its unique architecture, Charlottenburg boasts luxurious interiors with an extensive collection of art and furnishings that reflect the history of Prussia. Alexanderplatz, Berlin's most famous square, is known for its lively atmosphere and architecture that reflects the socialist era. Originally a cattle market called the Ochsenmarkt, it was renamed in 1805 in honor of Tsar Alexander I of Russia. Today, the square serves as an important transport hub with 20 tram and bus lines and is characterized by distinctive socialist buildings such as the Teacher's House and the Electronic Industry House. The Fernsehturm, or Tower of Television, 365 meters high, dominates the square and is the highest point in Western Europe, offering a panoramic view from its steel sphere. Other symbols include the Urania Weltzeitur, a world clock, and the Brunnen der Völkerfreundschaft, a fountain symbolizing international friendship. German cuisine, famous for being rich and hearty, places a significant emphasis on sausages and other meat dishes, often served with side dishes such as sauerkraut and potatoes. Potatoes in particular are very versatile and popular in various preparations. from salads to gnocchi and soups. In Germany, beer is an essential part of the food culture, commonly accompanied by snacks such as pretzels. Desserts like the donut-like Krapfen are equally popular. Berlin, beyond the German traditions, is a center of international culinary culture with a variety of fine dining restaurants and ethnic cuisines, including numerous Italian restaurants. The city also offers a lively street food scene, with sausages and kebabs among the most popular options in the town's kiosks and clubs.